Good evening, as the world outside quiets and the night deepens. We invite you to embark on a gentle journey into the past, a time when life unfolded beneath the surface in the cool, shadowed depths of medieval salt mines. These subterranean realms, often overlooked, held the rhythm of daily life for countless individuals. Tonight, we will explore the experiences of those who toiled in these mines, cover the stories of their lives, and reflect on the contrasts between their world and that of the elite. Allow the steady cadence of this narrative to guide you into a state of relaxation and contemplation. Swing a pick forever, air thick with brine, each breath a small ache in darkness. Imagine yourself descending into the cool embrace of the earth. The air is thick with the scent of brine, and the walls, carved by centuries of labor, close in around you. The only light comes from flickering torches, casting long shadows on the uneven ground. The rhythmic sound of picks striking salt echoes through the tunnels, a constant companion to the miners' toil. In these depths, life was a cycle of repetition. The miners, often working in teams, would extract salt from the rock using simple tools, picks, hammers, and wedges. The process was labor-intensive and grueling. Each swing of the pick was a small effort, but over time, these efforts accumulated, leading to exhaustion and weariness. The tunnels were narrow and low, forcing miners to stoop or crawl as they moved from one vein of salt to another. The air was damp, and the temperature remained cool, providing a brief respite from the summer heat above ground. However, the conditions were far from comfortable. The constant dampness led to ailments like rheumatism and respiratory issues. The miners' clothing, soaked with sweat and brine, clung to their bodies, adding to their discomfort. Despite the hardships, there was a sense of camaraderie among the miners. They shared stories, songs, and even meals in the depths of the earth. Wooden spoons and potsherds found in the mine indicate that cooking was done underground. Large pieces of charred wood suggest that substantial fires were lit in the mine, serving not only for lighting and probably cooking, but also to heat the air and stimulate airflow. The food they prepared was simple barley, millet, and broad bean sustenance to keep them going through the long hours. As you imagine this life, consider the resilience and endurance required to face such conditions day after day. The rhythm of their work, the shared experiences, and the quiet determination to continue are all part of the tapestry of life in the medieval salt mines. Uncover the life of Salzkammergut miners' community, danger, and stubborn survival. As you continue to descend deeper into the salt mines of the Salzkammergut region, imagine the world of the miners who spent their lives within these subterranean chambers. The air, thick with the scent of brine and damp earth, carries the faint echoes of their labor, the rhythmic strike of picks against salt, the creak of wooden supports, and the soft murmur of voices in the distance. In the medieval period, salt was a precious commodity, vital for preserving food and essential for trade. The Salzkammergut region, with its rich deposits of rock salt, became a hub for salt mining. The miners, known as seidler, were often serfs bound to the land and the mines. Their lives were dictated by the rhythms of the mine-long hours of labor, minimal contact with the outside world, and a community forged in the depths of the earth. The mining process was arduous and perilous. Miners used simple tools, picks, hammers, and wedges to extract salt from the rock. The tunnels were narrow and low, forcing them to stoop or crawl as they worked. The air was damp and cool, providing a brief respite from the summer heat above ground. However, the conditions were far from comfortable. The constant dampness led to ailments like rheumatism and respiratory issues. The miners' clothing, soaked with sweat and brine, clung to their bodies, adding to their discomfort. Despite these hardships, there was a sense of camaraderie among the miners. They shared stories, songs, and even meals in the depths of the earth. Wooden spoons and potsherds found in the mine indicate that cooking was done underground. Large pieces of charred wood suggest that substantial fires were lit in the mine, serving not only for lighting and probably cooking, but also to heat the air and stimulate airflow. The food they prepared was simple barley, millet, and broad bean sustenance to keep them going through the long hours. The community extended beyond the immediate family. The miners often lived in small, clustered settlements near the mine entrances. These communities were tight-knit, with shared responsibilities and mutual support. The church played a central role in their lives, providing spiritual guidance and a sense of continuity. Festivals and religious observances offered brief respites from the grueling work, moments to connect with the divine and with each other. Yet life in the mines was not without its dangers. The threat of collapse was ever present, and accidents were common. The miners' health was compromised by the damp conditions and the physical strain of their labor. Despite these challenges, they persevered, driven by necessity and a deep connection to the land and the salt that sustained them. As you reflect on their lives, consider the resilience and endurance required to face such conditions day after day. The rhythm of their work, the shared experiences, and the quiet determination to continue are all part of the tapestry of life in the medieval salt mines. Explore abandoned salt labyrinths and myths of lost chambers where echoes hide treasure as you drift deeper into the night. Allow your mind to wander to the forgotten corners of the earth's ancient salt mines abandoned long ago. Their labyrinthine passages now silent and still. In the Salzkammergut region, particularly around Hallstatt, these subterranean networks stretch beneath the surface like veins of history, their secrets preserved in the cool, dry air. Hallstatt, known as the world's oldest salt mine, offers a glimpse into this hidden world. The mine's prehistoric galleries, some dating back over 7,000 years, have yielded remarkable discoveries. Archaeologists have unearthed wooden tools, baskets, and even the oldest wooden staircase in Europe. Dating to around 1344 BCE, these artifacts preserved in the salt provide a tangible connection to the lives of those who labored in the depths. The tunnels themselves are a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. Narrow and winding, they were carved by hand using simple tools. The miners navigated these passages by torchlight, their shadows dancing on the walls as they extracted the precious white gold. Over time, many of these tunnels fell into disuse and were eventually sealed off, their entrances lost to memory. Yet the allure of these forgotten chambers persists. Legends abound of hidden rooms filled with treasure, of ancient rituals performed in the depths, and of echoes that carry the voices of miners long gone. These myths, passed down through generations, add an air of mystery to the already enigmatic landscape of the Salzkammergut. Today, some of these ancient mines are accessible to the public, offering a rare opportunity to step into the past. Visitors can descend into the depths, following in the footsteps of those who mined the salt that sustained civilizations. The experience is both humbling and awe-inspiring, a reminder of the enduring legacy of those who came before. As you imagine yourself wandering through these silent corridors, consider the lives of the miners who once called these tunnels home. Their stories, preserved in the very walls they carved, continue to echo through the ages. As you drift deeper into the night, imagine yourself emerging from the damp, echoing depths of the salt mines into the sunlit world above. The air is fresh, the sky wide and open. You find yourself in a grand hall, its high ceilings adorned with tapestries and chandeliers. The scent of roasting meats and spiced wine fills the air, mingling with the soft murmur of conversation and the clink of silverware. In this world, salt is not just a necessity. It is a luxury. It is sprinkled generously over dishes, enhancing flavors and preserving delicacies. The nobles of the medieval period, far removed from the hardships of the miners, indulge in lavish feasts where salt is both a seasoning and a symbol of wealth. They dine on salted meats, pickled vegetables, and salted fish, accompanied by bread and wine. The salt, often imported from distant lands, is a prized commodity, a mark of status and refinement. The contrast between the lives of the miners and the nobles is stark. While the miners toil in the darkness, extracting the precious salt from the earth, the nobles enjoy its fruits in the comfort of their opulent homes. The miners' labor is grueling and dangerous, their bodies worn by the constant strain. The nobles, on the other hand, lead lives of leisure, their days filled with entertainment, politics, and social gatherings. Their wealth allows them to live in relative comfort, far removed from the struggles of those who worked the land and the mines. Yet despite the disparities, there is a shared reliance on salt. It is the foundation of the noble's cuisine and the lifeblood of the miner's labor. Salt connects these two worlds, bridging the gap between the opulence of the elite and the hardships of the working class. It is a reminder of the interdependence that existed in medieval society, where each individual's role, no matter how humble, contributed to the greater whole. As you reflect on this contrast, consider the complexities of medieval life. The interplay between labor and luxury, hardship and indulgence, is woven into the fabric of history. And as the night deepens, let these thoughts gently guide you toward rest, carrying with them the quiet rhythms of a world long past. As the night deepens and the world outside quiets, we find ourselves reflecting on the lives of those who came before us. From the miners laboring in the depths of the earth to the nobles feasting in their grand halls, the past offers us a tapestry of experiences, each thread contributing to the whole. In the stillness of the night, let these stories soothe and comfort you, guiding you toward rest and reflection.